In some cases they have, and you'll get several people who disagree with me right away and say that's not the case. These countries have had a very draconian policy in their countries for numbers of years, in particular China. The United States shouldn't be blamed for this, but it's just another additional point that I'm making that's allowing them to freely jail their journalists without the feeling and sense that they have to abide by a kind of principled order when it comes to free information exchange and to promote independent media within their country. The jumpstart of the war in 2003 in Iraq, in April 2003, Fidel Castro, the ruler of Cuba, really started a campaign that began in March 2003 and has gone on quite in a very secretive but fierce pathway. He basically referred to Colin Powell's statements that if the United States has the autonomy and freedom to protect its national security interest and protect its borders from terrorist threats by subjugating journalists in April and May of 2003 that came from Arab-based groups to JFK, and also French-based reporters that tried to go through Los Angeles airport to interrogation. A Guardian journalist was detained at LAX airport, fingerprinted, handcuffed, put behind bars, and then deported back to the UK for not having a press visa. When this journalist is coming from the UK and normally didn't need one. Castro referred to those recent cases and kind of allowed himself to feel that his country was doing the right thing when they jailed 20 journalists in March 2003 leading up to the Iraq War, past that time, in a kind of response to the need to protect their national borders from kind of suspected people who were going to try to change the Cuban society. These journalists that they arrested were Cuban expatriates who had gone back to the country, poets, writers, clearly some folks who did not agree with Castro's regime, did not agree with the way that the Cuban government was currently being run. Some of them are still behind bars. Several of them had suffered severe asthma while in prison, weren't given asthma treatment. So it was a very serious situation for us, and Castro really demonstrated that Cuba is not a supporter of press freedom, and that Castro is on our list as one of the leading predators of press freedom in the world.